guys, and welcome back to World of Warships, looking again at the new German battleships. Today we are up to Tier 5, and we are here with the Konig. I think I'm saying it correctly. And as you can see, we get to Tier 5s and the Germans have finally learnt to put all their turrets in the middle, so you don't have any funky or fancy turret arrangements, apart from the fact that this turret cannot fire directly forwards or backwards, only sideways. So we're getting there, but we're not quite there yet. So I'll do a quick rundown on the stats, and then we'll jump into a match and see how it goes. It's got a reasonable chunk of hit points at 47,100. If I just find my other Tier 5 battleship. Where are we? Texas has 49,100. So it's not got as much health as the US premium battleship, but it's up there. Reasonable armour, up to 350mm, but the Citadel is only up to 200mm. Torpedo boat protection, 22%, pretty standard on the German battleships, you don't get much better than that. The anti-air defence, obviously this is, oh, if I press the right button, modules, this is with this third hull. So this is fully upgraded with the better propulsion. However, I haven't got the extended range yet, but with the top hull you get 6 single 20mm guns, range of 2 kilometers, 2 quad 20mm, again range of 2 kilometers, 6 double 37mm guns here with a range of 3.5 kilometers, and 4 double-barreled 105mm guns with a range of 4.5. So a pretty decent anti-aircraft rating for a Tier 5, rate of 39 really isn't that bad. Some manoeuvrability next. Fully upgraded, has a speed of 24 knots, which isn't great. Rudder shift time of 13.2 seconds and a turning circle of 620 meters, which really isn't bad. Will be spotted by sea from 14.6 kilometers. And by air by 10.6. Now we look at the artillery. Got 305mm guns on this one, which, if I remember right, that's 12-inch guns, I think. If my maths is correct, it might not be. Might be 13-inch. I really can't remember. I think that is 12. We've got 5 double turrets with a reload time of 26 seconds, which isn't too bad, but a rather slow 180-degree time of 60 seconds. So it takes a long time to change your fire from one side to the other. Dispersion isn't great at 209 meters at maximum range. Considering this thing doesn't have a huge range, that isn't overly great. But it does have a 23% chance of fire and impact with high explosive shells, and a relatively respectable 3,500 damage. The armor piercing is a bit better, 8,400. And both shells have the same flight velocity, which means you don't have to adjust your aim while you're shooting. Modifications wise, you have the standard first and second modifications there, and for the middle slot, if you can afford it, you can either increase the range of your anti-aircraft guns, decrease the dispersion on your main battery guns, or you could speed up the turning time by 15%, but unfortunately that does add 5% for loading time, or you can improve the accuracy of your secondary batteries. Now, I am trying to save up for a new ship, so I will not be buying any of those for this. But this thing is rather a pretty ship, and as I said, has a reasonable anti-aircraft rating. Isn't overly fast, but isn't horribly slow at the same time. So now we're going to jump into a quick co-op battle, so we can get into a match quickly, and show you what this thing does like against similar ships. Okay, so we've thankfully got a Tier 5 maximum match. We've got myself and 2 Tier 4 German battleships, a couple of Tier 4 Americans, Japanese aircraft carrier, Tier 5 Omaha cruiser, and an Izzy Slap, I can't say that, a Russian Tier 4 destroyer. So what I'm going to do, this is a co-op battle, so there's a reasonable chance that most of the enemy is going to come straight down the middle, as they often do in the co-op battles. So I'm going to zoom out so you can see the ship underway, and I'm going to head over to sort of G6-7 area, basically just to the south and right hand side of the Bravo capture point. As you can see, this thing does take, this is a big heavy ship, it does take a while to get up to speed, and as you can see I haven't really turned my aim off to one side that much, and my turrets are reloaded well before I'm able to point my guns up as I wanted to. But once they get there, as long as you keep them pointing in about the same direction, it's really not a bad ship. So I'm going to watch this middle turret track round. As you can see, the arc of fire is rather limited for that middle turret, and I will try and see if I can show you just what the arc of fire is. Now, I've been spotted, probably by the destroyer. Okay, so that middle turret, well, it actually can fire a long way forward. It can fire up to about there, which you can see is about 30-35 degrees off of straight forwards. You can actually fire further forward than the rear turrets can, which is always good. I've actually got some air support, which is quite nice as I come up here. And I've got my first target. Swing around, get as many guns as possible pointing at that thing. Probably not going to do a huge amount of damage because it is facing head on, but guns track round. Hopefully these shots are going to make it over that island. Yes, they do. And I just realised I've got torpedo bombers coming on me. Oh no, they appear to be ignoring me, which is good. One will be shot down anyway. I did get a few hits on that ship, but nothing overly serious. Now I'm very aware at this point that I am one of the only ships over on this side of the map, but there is the enemy Konig. So I just get all 5 turrets firing at him. In fact I do, but only minimal damage, hit the superstructure. He's much better angled than I am, so quickly spins round, and thankfully only take a glancing hit. Now, there are 2 battleships coming around over there, Kaiser and Wyoming, so I need to try and prioritise here. I'm going to lob another load of shots out of the Konig, and then swing myself around. 2 damaging hits, 1 didn't go through the armour, and 1 bounced off. So I swing myself around to angle against the tier 5, and let's try and line up for a decent shot against these 2 ports.
Torpedoes, direct front.
So, some idiots launched torpedoes across the front of an allied ship, because random battles not. Let's slow right down there, which is not good, especially when there's torpedo bombs coming in. But the secondaries are opening up. As with the tier 3 and 4, the Germans do have pretty decent secondary batteries. And I'm racking the hits here, which will slowly rack up the damage, but my guns on him. 10 damaging hits.
The ship is on fire!
Even though none of them were citadels, still racked up quite an impressive amount of damage there. Now I'll quickly put the fire out. Oh, not quite sure what happened there. And let's see if I can get a decent broadside into this way.
Our team has taken the lead. Problem solved, sir.
Guns are reloaded. Good. 10 hits, 50% damage, and that was without the citadel. Anti-aircraft guns are still blazing away, as are my secondaries, which is quite nice.
sir!
Guys, it's determined to sink these torpedoes, or at least those are behind me. Thankfully, I'm outrunning wires. Guns there. So I should put another broadside into him. 9 hits, or 9 damaging hits, 1 bounced, and 10,000 damage. As you can see, if you can get these German battleships into close range like this, if you're in sort of tier 5 maximum game, if you can manage this, even if you do not penetrate, these guns are deadly at that sort of range. But now, I know there's a battleship up here somewhere that I'm going to try and find. Although it looks like he's further away than I thought. So what I'm going to do is just slow the ship down, swing it round to try and get some shots into the Konig, which just popped up behind me and is opening up in seconds.
Torpedoes to starboard!
And I've got torpedoes incoming. This is probably going to hurt. Yep, I'm going to take 2 hits there. Quite a large amount of damage. It's my own fault, I was not paying attention. And hammering the repair key there. Nothing I can really do about this. The steering gear shot, my engine shot. This is rather painful.
The ship is on fire!
Shots out against that. Kind of behind me, but I'm taking a lot of hits. I'm on fire.
The ship is on fire!
He's slowly going to track his turrets round. To reload mine, get some shots into his side before he gets the shots on me. Two hits. A reasonable amount of damage, even though they were satellites. Thankfully, he's unable to track his guns onto me because he's going past me too quickly. And he's now gone.
Our victory is in sight.
But now I've got another problem. I've now got a battleship in front of me. And I'm on fire, and I'm burning. And this is probably going to be painful. So my first shot's in. Even at this range, one of them misses. And here comes the torpedo rocket. Try and accelerate. Out of line of that. Probably not going to make it. Oh, I do just. But I've now got 2 enemy battleships at point blank range, hammering me to pieces in seconds. And unfortunately, I turned my turrets the wrong way while I was trying to torpedo them. But I managed to get a few shots into the Wyoming. Swinging around, probably not going to survive this. No, there we go. Taken out. Not that surprising, I was on very low health and I was burning. But if you just look at the number of secondary battery hits, and take a look at the amount of damage when this match is over. 141 secondary battery hits, 51 in those last closing seconds. 69 main battery hits. So, yeah, I'm relatively impressed with that. So now, I'm going to jump in just to watch my teammates finish off the match. We've got a couple of battleships closing in on the enemy carrier, while pointing their guns in completely the wrong direction. Our Kaiser seems to have finally started to move forwards and is going to engage the 2 battleships that I was heavily engaged with. The Wyoming is now dead, taken out by our Wyoming.
Our victory is
so now it's just the 1 battleship and the carrier to deal with. So jump back here. These guys are now tracking their turrets across and opening up on the enemy carrier. apparently completely missed. So here we go. Not great there, even at the 6.5 kilometre range, which is pretty much point blank for battleships. Half the shots fired by the Kaiser missed. But this match is all over, basically bar the king screaming, so we will join this again at the results screen. Okay, so here we are with the results. In the match, I managed to rack up 120,000 damage. Came top on the team in experience. Only by 2, but this is a co-op match, but let's have a look. 104,000 damage with the main battery hits. Most of them at point blank range. 69 hits out of 98 which really isn't that bad. Secondary batteries did a reasonable amount of damage, over 6,000. And 9,000 damage in fires. So, and let's have a look at the credits and experience. 50,000 credits, and that is, okay, that's with a premium account, but that's on a co-op battle, and you don't get many credits for these. But hopefully, that gives you a bit of an idea how this thing plays. General advice, don't get hit by torpedoes, pay more attention than I was doing. And if you can successfully do it, get up close and personal and fire point blank range into the flat side of enemy battleships, and the damage will mount up quite heavily. Alright, that's it for this video. If you come back soon, we'll be looking at the Bayern there, sat at tier 6, once I've earned enough experience and enough credits to unlock it for you. But anyway, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider giving it a like or leaving a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And I will catch you next time. Take care.